Hi SILEM stars, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is SILEM. Very pleased to meet you. In today's video, guys, I'm going to show you how to make a lovely crisscross bubu top or dress, depending on what you want. You can make it a top or you can make it a dress. It honestly depends on how much fabric you have, because this style actually takes a lot of fabric. So without further ado, let's get right into the video.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there.
I'm using 3 yards of Duchess satin fabric to make this top. Now, if you want your top to be longer or you want to make it into a dress, you need to use 4 or 5 yards. Now, I'm starting by drafting the back piece. I folded my fabric and then I just marked 3 inches for the neck width for the back and then 1.5 inches for the neck depth for the back, okay? And then I connected both points with a curve, okay? Now the next thing I'm doing is I'm dividing my shoulder measurement by 2. That gave me 7 inches and that's what I marked at that shoulder line. Now from that 7-inch mark, you want to decide how long you want your sleeve to be. For me, I want my sleeve to be 8 inches long. You can make your sleeve longer than this if you want, but I didn't want my sleeve to be too long. Now for my round sleeve, I'm going to place my tape at that shoulder line and I'm going to come down by 9 inches, okay? You can decide to make your sleeve wider as well, but for me 9 inches is fine because my normal round sleeve is 12 inches divided by 2. That gives me 6 inches, so it means that I added 3 inches to my normal round sleeve divided by 2 measurements, okay? So I just drew a straight line at that point. Now for the length of my top, my top length is 28 inches. If you want your top to be longer than that, that's fine. Then the next thing I did was I divided my hip measurements by 4, and then what I got, I added 4 inches to that, okay? Remember that your hip measurement is the widest part of your body, okay? So that's what you want to divide by 4, not your bust. So what I got, I marked that right there. Then I also marked that at the hem as well, okay? So divide your hip measurement by 4, and what you get, add extra 4 inches to that. And then just mark that on your piece and then connect it with a straight line. Okay, so this is what we have. So now you want to curve the sleeve into the rest of the top, okay? Now I want to create my shoulder slope, so I'm going to come down from that shoulder by 1/2 inch and then just draw a slanted line to connect to the neck width, okay? So this is my shoulder slope. And then because I took out 1/2 inch to create that shoulder slope, I'm going to replace that 1/2 inch at the bottom part of my sleeve, okay? Then I'm going to connect that back to the rest of the top, okay? Just so that I don't lose that 1/2 inch that I took out to create the shoulder slope. So when you measure, you're going to see that you have the same round sleeve measurement you started with. And then the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut this out. So that's it for the drafting of our back piece. As you can see, it's very, very simple. So this is what we have right here. So now we're going to use this back piece to draft the front piece. So now I folded my fabric to cut my front piece, and then I placed the back piece on top of the front piece, and then I'm marking the neck width, okay? And then I'm also deciding how deep I want my neckline to be for the front. So for the front, I want my neckline to be 8 inches deep, okay? So I just marked that from the shoulder there, and then I used my ruler to just draw like a V neckline, okay, to connect the neck width to the neck depth. So this is for my front neckline, okay? Now as you can see, my front piece is wider than my back piece, okay? This is because we are going to create that wrap on the front piece. Now make sure that the excess is on the center front and not on the side, okay? So now my top length is 28 inches, so I'm going to divide that by 2. That gave me 14 inches. So from the shoulder, what I marked was 14 inches. So whatever you have as your top length, just divide that by 2 and mark that, and then just draw a straight line at that point. Now for how long you want your crisscross wrap to be, for me, I'm using 25 inches. So if you use 14 inches from your shoulder downwards, okay, or 15 inches, make sure you use 25 inches. But if you use, let's say, 16 inches or 17 inches, then you can increase the crisscross wrap to about 27, 28 inches. All right. So the deeper, the wrap starts, the longer it should be. I hope you understand what I'm saying. And then the next thing I'm doing now is I'm connecting that neck depth to the line, that crisscross line that I marked. Okay, so just connect it with a curve. Okay, so just watch what I'm doing. Is very, very easy to follow. Okay, you want that crisscross wrap to be on the center front of your piece. So now the side of my piece is the same. The side of my piece for the front is the same with the back. That's why I cut the same thing. Even the shoulder is the same. The only difference is the neckline and this extended crisscross piece that I added to my center front. Okay, so please just follow what I'm doing. If you don't understand, or if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me in the comment section. Okay, I just hope that this is really, really explanatory for you guys. So this is what you're going to have. Can you see? This is how your front is now going to be. It's going to be like, how you cut your wrap top. That's the same way it's going to be for this crisscross top. Okay, so this is what we have right here. So it's time for us to sew. So now I'm going to place my back piece on the table, and then I'll place my front piece right sides facing with the back. Okay, and then I'll join the shoulder and the sides together, and then I'll push the wrap out of the way, and then I'll place the second front piece right sides facing with the back, and then I'll join the shoulder and the sides together. Okay, so once I'm done joining, this is what we have. All right, can you see how it looks? So the first thing we're going to do now to create this wrap effect is I'm going to get the midpoint of my back neckline. So just measure your back neckline and just mark the midpoint. You can mark the midpoint with a chalk, or you can create a notch at that point. Whichever one you choose to do is fine. Just make sure you get the midpoint of your back neckline, because that point is very, very important. Now you're going to take your wrap pieces, you're going to place them right sides facing. We've not started doing the crisscross yet, we've not twisted yet. Just place them right sides facing like this. That's the ends of the wrap. Place them right sides facing, and then you want to join both of them with 1/2 inch seam allowance. So join them, open the seam and iron it flat. Okay, so can you see now? This is what it looks like. As you can see, I've joined the pieces together. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it just once. Can you see? So fold it just once. Okay, so when I fold it, this is what it looks like. Okay, as you can see, I have not twisted it yet. I just folded it. Okay, everything is still straight. So now I'm going to twist it once. As you can see what I just did, twist it once, and then align that seam with that midpoint of your back neckline that you marked. Okay, so make sure that that seam aligns with that midpoint. Now place them right sides facing. Okay, so place the seam on that midpoint, right sides facing, and then just pin it right there. Now once you've pinned it, you're going to see that your piece is going to align beautifully. So you're going to pin the rest of your wrap. Okay, pin the rest of the I'll call it a collar, because it's actually a collar at this point. Once you pin it to the neck, it becomes a collar. So pin the rest of the collar with your neckline. Okay, pin it with your neckline. Start by pinning it with the back neckline, and then you get into the front neckline. So the way it lies, just go ahead and just pin the collar to the neckline. Okay, so take your time, so to be sure that you're not doing the wrong thing. Also try not to leave your fabric folded or anything. When you're pinning it, make sure that the fabric is straightened out, so that when you sew, you don't create any gathers or anything. Okay, so just straighten out the fabric and then just pin. So keep pinning until you cannot pin anymore. What I mean is that you keep pinning and pinning until you get to where you have that twist, and it's difficult for you to really reach the fabrics and pin them. So once you get to that point, move to the other side and continue pinning. So just keep pinning the collar to the neckline. All right, so keep pinning it all the way. Make sure you straighten your fabric. It's better you pin first before you go to your sewing machine to sew. because it makes it neater. Okay, if you take it to the sewing machine and sew, you might be sewing the wrong thing without even knowing, and you won't even notice until you're done. So now once you're done pinning, just go ahead and sew it round. Okay, start from that midpoint at the back neckline and sew it all the way on both sides. So after sewing, this is what we have. Can you see our lovely twist? So the only thing I did now was I just hemmed the bottom part. I turned in the sleeve, that's the hem of the sleeve, and then I made sure to weave the allowance at the collar and just weave all the allowances so that it's nice and neat. Okay, so just go ahead and do all the finishing. This is what the back looks like. As you can see, it just gives a nice color, all right, and gives that lovely crisscross effect. And this is the finished look on my body. I really love how this turned out. It's such a very chic piece to wear, and I really love how this turned out. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel a whole lot. And if you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. Bye.